welcome to Puzzle Master. Today I'm going to be showing you the solution for the Hanayama Reef puzzle, which means I'm going to give you the lots of different moves that are required to separate those two fish from that bit of reef, and then how you can do the reverse to put it back into its original position. Now, the reef puzzle is a level 3 out of 6 on the Hanayama difficulty scale and a level 7 out of 10 on the Puzzle Master difficulty scale. And if you don't already have the reef puzzle for yourself, then you can pick it up from our website at puzzlemaster.ca. And without further ado, let's get on with the solution. Okay, so here we have a fully assembled reef puzzle. Now obviously our aim is to separate these two fish from this reef piece. And to do that, we've got to do quite a series of moves. Now, first of all, we need to get out of this little lodge, and we're going to slide the fish out into this position here. Our aim for this whole thing is to keep the reef puzzle still. We're just going to be moving the fish around the reef. First of all, what we need to do is pull the fish through, and you'll see that this is a perfect fit to turn the fish around into this position in here. Once we've got it in this position, we're going to go from the right hand side of the reef underneath, sort of like the root of the reef piece. We're going to slide it underneath and out and over to the left hand side. When we're in this position, we're now going to work our way around until we get the tail of the fish right around into this part of the reef. And to do that, first of all, we're going to slide it out to the right, and we're going to come around this piece. And now what we need to do is, you may have noticed that there's a few little gaps sort of halfway down and at the end of the sort of between the fish in the fish piece. What we need to do now is navigate around all the knobbly bits on the reef piece till we get, first of all, around this part on the left hand side in here. And then what we can do is we can come around this piece, but again we have to navigate across all these pieces first. So we sort of got to wiggle our way up, and we sort of do this by a case of trial and error. So you'll see that we sort of came out to the left hand side to slide over in the middle for this piece here. Then we have to come out to the right hand side to slide over this piece and then this piece. And then once we're in that position, we can then slide into that gap with the tail of the fish in this position here. Once we're here, we're going to move around this corner and into this position. And now we're going to swap the fish over. So the minute we've got the tails connected to the reef, or the tail end, what we're going to do is fish it through, no pun intended, and swap sides. Now there's only one way you can swap sides, because you'll see if we look at a side position here, this fin gets in the way if you do it the wrong way around. So there's only one way you can do that, so if you do get stuck with that, that's probably the reason why. Once we're in this position, we now need to come all the way around the reef puzzle or the reef piece, and until we get to here with this part of the fish puzzle, of the fish piece. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to use those gaps in the fish piece to sort of navigate our way around. We're going back under the trunk of the reef, and then again we've got to navigate all these knobbly bits with the various amount of holes on the length of the fish piece. But again, just trial and error your way around. If you do get stuck with that, move it left, move it right, until you get all the way up to this position in here, and then we're swapping it back over to the tail side, and then we separate the two fish from the reef piece, just like that. And to reassemble the reef puzzle, again, we're going to essentially just reverse the moves that we have been doing then. So what we're going to do to start with is we're going to be keeping the reef puzzle in this orientation and still the whole time. We're going to be moving the fish around the reef. What we need to do to connect to start with is we need to make sure we get it the right way around, because there's only one way that it can go. So if we're looking down on the reef puzzle in this orientation, we want to be looking down at the fish piece in this orientation. So the tails are on the left, the fish are both the right way up and looking right. And you'll see that one of the fish has a big fin. We're going to be using the opposite side to first of all flip around while we're in the reef piece. So we're going to turn the fin towards us slightly for when we connect, and then we're going to bring that bottom fish without the fin up through the reef and we have both fish upside down as we're looking at it now. So again, just make sure you're in that position to start with. What we're going to do then is almost a 360-degree turn around the entire puzzle. So we're going to come all the way down around the bottom of the reef, and we're going to keep going until we get around this knobbly bit here and into this position. And from here we need to swap over from the head to the tails. So again, there's only one way around we can do this, because the fin on this fish here, this fin gets in the way if you do it the wrong way. So there's only one way you can do it. So now we flip it around until the tails are the bits that are connected to the reef. We're then going to slide out of the top left-hand corner of the reef, and we're going to work our way around to this part of the puzzle here. We're then going to, first of all, separate over this bit before we come around this corner. So we're going to slide down to there before we come around into this position, and we can come all the way into this groove here. And we're very close to reassembling it now. We need to just bring the fish around the trunk. And then from here, we're going to use this groove just in here. So first of all, turn. That fits perfectly. Then we're going to slide the fish down, and we're going to come under that knobbly bit to finish off the reassembly. And here we have a fully reassembled reef puzzle. So there it is. That is how you disassemble and then reassemble the Hanayama reef puzzle. As I said before, there's quite a lot of variety in the moves that are required for this one, which is always very nice when it comes to like the satisfaction of solving these sorts of puzzles. And hopefully this has helped you solve the reef puzzle for yourself. If you want to pick up more puzzles just like the reef puzzle, then check out our website puzzlemaster.ca, where we have the biggest variety of puzzles on the internet in the world. And until next time, I will see you later.